Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm talking to you about my top 10 comic pickups for August 3rd, 2022. But first, please be sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment down below. I think I'm going to do a giveaway at 400 followers, so let's keep it up. We're almost at 400, and soon when we reach 500, it's going to be even more giveaways and more. I just love comic books, so being able to talk about them with you guys is just incredibly fun. So let me know what you're picking up this week in the comments. I love seeing those. And I love checking them out as well. I've seen a couple of new comics that I haven't gotten a chance to really dive into, and I'm starting to really like them. I like your guys' taste a lot, so keep it up. Starting off with my 10 this week is going to be Sacrament #1. Now, this one is an AWA, and I have really been enjoying AWA books. I missed out on Hit Me, but I was able to catch up, and that was a really great run as well. So I'm really excited for this brand new #1. It's written by Peter Milligan and drawn by Marcelo Fruzen, and I just love the synopsis on this. It sounds creepy and crazy. It's The Exorcist meets the alien in this brand new sci-fi. So we're in the year 3000. Mankind's already left to in space. But they require this priest to perform an exorcism on a space colony. And, oh boy, that just sounds so creepy in my eyes. What is the exorcism based on, you know? And, is it just, an alien? Or is it, some demonic alien? Or, how is this gonna work in remote space, you know? So, honestly, just really excited for just, the creep factor in this. And Peter Milligan is a fantastic writer. So, and AWA, like I said, puts out nothing but the best. So, really looking forward to that. In my #9 spot, it's going to go to Survival Street #1. It's a mini-series of 4 by Dark Horse. And honestly, this piqued my interest because it looks like a crazy post-apocalyptic world of Sesame Street. And it kind of is like that. Is as if billionaires and corporations have taken over the world and they now have formed their own rules, excluding all of the entertainers of this world, including the Sesame Street characters, and just throwing them out on the streets. Well, they end up ganging together to prove to the kids that they really are the heroes that they always thought they were. And this comic really deals with the form of capitalism and corporation and all kinds of things like that. And that really piques my interest quite a bit because there's not a lot of comic books that really tear down corporations when we all know they're kind of the big bad. So I'm really looking forward to this and seeing how crazy the covers look. I can't wait. And my #8 spot is going to go to Little Monsters #6. Although this is my current #1, I can't just show bias every time it comes out. So it is in my #8. But trust me, I love this comic. I feel like it was written for me. It's just so naturally reads so fluidly. The art is so gorgeous, and I love the vampires. I think they're so cool. And with everything ramping up to the end of this first arc, I'm dying to find out what is going to happen to Ray and how Laura is going to get back to her people, or will she end up becoming a vampire herself? I'm not too sure, but I am really looking forward to unraveling this mystery. My #7 spot is a brand new Image book called Golden Rage #1. It's a mini-series of 5, and this piqued my interest because it was solicited as Battle Royale meets the Golden Girls. So it is about these women in their older age. They've been trying to show how useful they are, not just in making friends, baking, but also fighting to the death. So that piques my interest so much. I find that incredibly crazy and different, unique. The covers are insanely well done too. So I'm really hoping this is a good one and really shines on these golden years of the Golden Girls. So I can't wait for that. In my #6 spot, it's going to go to New Champion of Shazam #1. It's a mini-series, and it's Mary Marvel's first solo series. So I'm really excited to get more of just Mary Marvel. Although I love Billy Batson, I think Mary has to be my favorite. She just has so much hope and brightness, and she really is like a sunshine in this life, and she now is on a discovery of really figuring out who she is without having Billy Batson's powers. However, a bunny gets sent to her from Billy Batson saying that she is the new champion of Shazam, not him. So how does that all intertwine? How will Mary choose what her destination will be? It's all going to be unraveled in this gorgeous miniseries written by Josie Campbell and drawn by the incredible Evan Doc Shanner. So really looking forward to seeing how that unravels. In my number 5 spot, it's going to go to Edge of Spiderverse #1. Now, Edge of Spiderverse has been going on for so long, and now we're going to get another mini-series. And I know a lot of people are like, ugh, again? But you know what? I'm excited for it. We've gotten incredibly cool spider characters throughout the years through these comics, including Spider-Gwen and Spider-Man Noir and, you know, all these other spider heroes that we've all really grown to love. So I'm excited for another new generation of spider heroes. And this looks like no exception. It looks like there's going to be a Craven one and a Black Cat, and you know, Penny Parker is going to be in it. So although I'm not a big Spider-Man fan, I'm really looking forward to this. It is just a small mini series, but Dan Slott and Mark Bagley are back for this. So the original Spider-Man OGs, how could I not pick this up? In my number 4 spot has to go to Twig #4. Twig has just been insatiable on not only how much I can sell of this, but how people truly seem to love this comic. This comic is a unique, one-of-a-kind journey. It really brings in like that J.R.R. Tolkien, George R.R. Martin feel of adventure and fantasy, without like the gruesome deaths, but there is just like crazy encounters in this, and beasts, and you know, people are trying to kill Twig and Splat along the way, and they're really just on this adventure, and they have just one final items to receive before finishing their journey, and everyone knows that Twig needs to finish his journey. So honestly, I love this book. It's been one of my favorites to read every time I read it. It is so different. It's very much like Bone, and I've loved every page that I've read of this. In my number 3 spot is going to Batman 126. This is the Chip Zdarsky run with the Jorge Jimenez art. Do an absolutely incredible job. My opinion, I really liked the last issue. I know a lot of people really liked Tynan's run and Williamson's, but unfortunately, since Tom King, I feel like I haven't really gotten that great Batman run, and I think Chip Zdarsky's really, really bringing that. I felt so alive when they had those Bruce Wayne panels in the last issue. I think he really understands Bruce Wayne. I feel like he understands his humor, his attire, the way he holds himself, and he's really remembered that like Batman's not the only person that helps save Gotham. Bruce Wayne is just important as a character as Batman is in this city. And I love that. We're going back to that. And, you know, even though if you haven't read Tynan's run, they did bring in some of his characters like the Underbroker in the last issue. So I'm excited to see where they take him. And honestly, to see more Failsafe. He was scary at the end. So really looking forward to seeing how this plays out. In my number 2 spot is going to go to Dead Lucky #1. Now, if you have been on this channel since the beginning, I talk about Radiant Black like no tomorrow. I love Radiant Black. I think Radiant Black's underrated. Radiant Black, if you watched Power Rangers, read Power Rangers when you were younger, you love Power Rangers, you're going to want to read Radiant Black, because Radiant Black is just the adult version of Power Rangers, I swear to you, and they're making their own universe of it, and Dead Lucky is a part of that Radiant Black universe. Now, we saw Dead Lucky at the end of Supermassive, that incredible one-shot of the Massiveverse universe, and honestly, I'm really excited to see her. She's in San Francisco. She's this pink with a skull on her face. And the best part about Radiant Black is you don't know whether they're heroes or villains. So they can be either one. And honestly, a lot of times they kind of border both. So I can't wait to find out more about this character, how she really plays into the bigger picture of this, and it's gonna be so freaking sick. I just can't wait. Now, for some honorable mentions before my number 1, we have Aquaman Andromeda. I thought number 1 was amazing, but I did want a little more Aquaman, so that didn't make my list. Closet number 3, we're coming to the end of this Tynan run, and although it is creepy, it's not my favorite Tynan. DC versus Vampires number 8. I've really been digging this storyline, but it is super cheesy, and, you know, I just love the covers, though. There's this gorgeous Azurdi. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. But that Batgirl cover, whew, fire. Demon Wars, Iron Samurai. I really wanted this to make my list. I love Demon Days. I love Peach Momoko's art and her writing. I think she takes an incredible, unique take to the Marvel Universe, so really excited for that. 8 Billion Genies number 1 second print. Now, I told you all when 8 Billion Genies number 1 came out that it was going to be hot. So, if you didn't listen to me, and you missed out, but now want to read it, the second print comes out this week. Go to your local comic book shop. Trust me, it's worth a read. It is a fantastic run, and I think it's absolutely hilarious and unique, and I love it. Flashpoint Beyond number 4, Jeff Johns doing a fantastic job. Also, Dark Crisis comes out with that as well. Ghost Rider number 5, I think Percy's killing it on this Ghost Rider run. I think it's so supernatural, and I really like that aesthetic. Harley Quinn, really cool. Gonna have some cool homage covers for the next couple of Harley Quinns, so be on the lookout for those. Philadelphia number 24, I'm so glad it's back. Philadelphia being amazing, being sick, and I love it. Moon Knight number 14, I think Moon Knight is another great Marvel comic. I think Jed MacKay does a killer job. Poison Ivy number 3, I really liked the last issue about the carnivore aspect to Poison Ivy. I never really thought about what she eats, but now it's all I can think about. There's also a really gorgeous Joshua Milton cover for that, as well as an art germ. I don't know what I'm going to choose. And Stillwater, but number 14, Chip Zdarsky's other fantastic independent book. If you haven't gotten a chance to read Stillwater, I highly recommend it. Now, for my number 1 spot, it's none other than Batman White Knight Presents Red Hood number 1. It's a mini-series of just 2 issues. It's written by Sean Murphy and drawn by Simone De Mayo. And if you were reading the current White Knight storyline, there was a small sliver in there saying that there was going to be a Red Hood tie-in. And honestly, White Knight is my favorite Batman run of all time. I love White Knight. I think it's incredibly unique for a Batman story. And so the fact that White Knight is now focusing on one of my favorite Bat Family characters, Red Hood, with an incredibly thick Robin, might I add. Love her. Really excited to see more of this teamwork. But yeah, how could I not be so full front on this? Like, this is going to be a great comic. I think Sean Murphy does an incredible job on modernizing characters, but still keeping them those characters that you love and enjoy. And I think that's just so great. So really looking forward to this expansion of this universe. Really looking forward to this miniseries. And yeah, I'm just so freaking excited. So that's going to be it for me this week. Check out all these comics and so many more at your local comic shop August 3rd, 2022. Have a great day.